Hey guys, welcome back to Pause and welcome to a little tutorial video today showing you how to install mods to Parkitect. Now this was requested by somebody in the chat, so that's on the screen there now. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, so I apologise. But yeah, somebody asked if I could do a little video showing and explaining how to add mods to Parkitect. So the first thing you need to do is have Parkitect installed on your system. So the game is in early access. It's currently on Alpha 16B, and you can get the game through Steam or the official Parkitect website, which is themeparkitect.com, or it is available, like I said, through Steam. So once you've got all the game installed, all that kind of stuff, you want to head over to a website that is called Parkitect Nexus. So that's parkitectnexus.com. And that looks like this. Now, this is the website where you can download. Get rid of the advert. Where you can download mods. It's got a forum for discussion about the game. There's also blueprints, parks, and all kinds of things that you can download from this website to put into the game. Now, it's not as simple as just downloading them and putting them into a file, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the best thing to do and the only thing to do is right here where it says download the Parkitect Nexus client. You go on that. So if you're on Windows, you can download it just there, and then there's a changelog down below of all the stuff they've added and so on and so forth. So it currently supports Windows, OXS, and Linux. I don't know, I've never used it. Them three. Those are the three that the client supports. So click the download link, download the app, the client, and happy days. So once that's installed, it looks a little bit something like this. So once you load it up, this is your main page. When you install it, you have to link it to the Parkitect install file on the computer, so that's why you need to make sure you install Parkitect first. Then once it's all sorted, you see across the top here you have your options. So you've got menu, mods, blueprint, save games, scenarios, and tasks. So at the moment, if I click on these, you can see the ones I've already got installed. So I've got a couple of blueprints, mods, all my save games are in here, a couple of scenarios, and tasks are just things so when you install new mods and things like that, that's what shows up on there. So you've got the Parkitect game installed, you've got the Parkitect Nexus client installed. Now, how do I install a mod? So you head back over to Parkitect Nexus website. Across the top, you clicked your links for whichever you want to download. So we want a mod, so we go to mods. So here you can search for whatever you want. Close these adverts, I don't want to advertise anything. You can search for whatever you want here if you know what you want in advance, or you've got little options here. However, it kind of just organises them with the best ones really first. So here's a quick overlook of just some of the mods that you can get. A couple of these are quite new actually from last time we've been on, so here we go. So the different types of trains and cars for coasters. You can get different modding and scenery items like windows, doors, and things like that. Roadworks. There's new types of rides which you can add in that edit certain aspects of rides and actually give you new ones. Some of them like this one were mods originally, but are now part of the actual main game. So a few things on here are a bit out of date. So let's keep logging through, keep clicking through, and you'll see some more. Coloured paths, different types of coasters. This ultimate cam here, if you've been following the build series that I've got on the channel, when I go into first person mode, this is the mod that I was using for that. However, since Alpha 16 has been released, this no longer works. Which brings me on to the other thing as well. You've got to bear in mind this is an early access game, and a lot of these mods are built for the specific alpha that is out at the time. So as new alphas do become available, be aware that some of these mods may become out of date and may stop working. So especially if it's a theming piece or something that's quite crucial to your build, just bear in mind it may become unusable as new updates are released. So it is a bit of a risk at the moment using these things. However, it's an early access game, so the risk's there anyway with it not being a full release. So I just wanted to mention that first, because there's quite a few things that I've got installed that aren't currently compatible with the newest build, and it's a case of waiting for the guys who develop these mods to update them if they see fit, really. If not, happy days, move on, find another one. So there's quite a lot, as you can see. Look, we're on like 11 odd pages of mods, and there's various different things, like this building set 3 here by Shy Guy. These sets are the ones that I've been using in my adventure themed area on the main park, on the build series. So I've been using a lot of these building sets, and there's a couple in the main street as well. So there are quite a lot of things which I have been using. So yeah, so there's a lot of things on here which you might recognise. So let's use this one as the example. So if you want to install this, click on the mod that you want. Here is the best option to do. Press the install with Parkitect Nexus client. You click that and it will automatically download it into the client. Now you can do it the old-fashioned way, however I really don't recommend it, as it's a bit fiddly to do it. I mean, the client is there and it does it so streamlined and so much easier than faffing around. So just click that, it downloads it, and you're ready to go. So here's an example of some of the pieces that are in it, and you can have a quick look through the images on each one. And then it tells you obviously what's in it. It gives you the updates if there are any, and then people can give you a few little hints and tips on anything you've got wrong with it, or if you just think it's amazing, you can say that in there as well. So you click the download link, install Parkitect Nexus. It will jump onto this. It will show in here that you've got a mod that's installing, and then as soon as it's in here, you'll see it'll pop up, which is that one, and it'll be in here. So from this page, you can enable or disable with the checkbox just there. Gives you obviously a nice little preview of what the mod is. That link will load you the web page back up, so this web page that we're just on. So if you need to have a closer inspection, that'll do that. Recompile, you can give that a go if for any reason you've got an issue with the game. So if it's not quite compatible and some of the textures aren't working properly, try and recompile it and it might fix the problem. If not, maybe it's just out of date. Update, you can press that if an update has become available for that specific mod. If you don't want it anymore and delete it, press that button there and it gets rid. Now it's exactly the same system for blueprints, which are kind of ready-made buildings or rides. So if you create a roller coaster with a themed station, for example, save it as a blueprint, that will become, the whole thing will become available as one imported ride. So let's show you what I mean. So let's go in here and go to blueprints. I haven't actually downloaded any blueprint rides just yet. However, this will give you a good indication of what you can get. So there's houses, there's little ride entrances and courtyards, parking garage, there's some shops and things on here, terraced houses, and here's an example of a ride. So that's a wild mouse, and all this rock work and scenery comes as part of this download. So you download that, load it up in your Parkitect Nexus client, that'll then come in this blueprints. Then once you're in the game, you literally go to your blueprint and you can plonk that ride down wherever you want it. So it's really useful, and there's loads in here. There's like 135 pages of blueprints. So there's so much stuff you can find. Like, let's just jump to a random page 8, and see what's on here. So look at all these coasters, paths. You've got Metropolis things, more coasters here, different rides with theming and trees and all sorts of things on. So if you're a bit stuck for creativity and feel like you need an extra helping hand, just jump in here, and there's so much stuff that you can find. 135 pages of it. And equally, if you've made a ride that you're really proud of, stick it on here, upload it to the website, and people will download it. Look how many views all these have had, like downloads. Loads of things have had downloads. So yours could be one of those. It could become one of the most popular ones on here. So that's always a little achievement for you. So yeah, that's an example of blueprints. Save games, you can kind of more for parks, I guess. So I'm pretty sure that's where the parks would end up, as in the saves. So these are full completed parks basically, which is kind of self-explanatory. But yeah, you can upload those as well. So again, if you want some inspiration, see how people are building stuff, like that looks like a really nice one, you can download that, and then that will appear, I believe, in parks, in save games here. Scenarios are a little bit different. So scenarios are the kind of, so when you start a new park, you have the option to choose one of the sandbox modes, or you can make your own scenario. And what that means is you can choose how big the map is, how many hills, trees, and that kind of stuff is, what's the weather like, how much money you start with, and you can sort of tweak those kinds of features and settings. So that's what scenarios is. So if we jump on here, you can see that a lot of these scenarios here. So these are things that you can import into the game as a scenario, and then load it up as a park, and then build onto it. So some of them might be just little entrances like this one. Some of them are full parks that you can go in and edit. However, mainly a scenario is kind of your entrance and your base before you start building the park. So that's what most of these are. Like world maps, another one. Evergreen, Everglades. I'm assuming some of these things might be like recreations from other games. But yeah, that's what your scenarios are. So same again, you click on it if you want one of these, download it, and then that appears in this little area. Don't know what that one is. So that is basically it for your mods. Now let's just load up the game, and I will show you in-game how you can edit the mods and turn them on and off and all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, let's get the game up and have a look at that. Okay, so now we're back in the game. So you head over to options and then over to mods, and this will load up a list of all the mods that you've installed into the game, and you can disable them all, or check these individual checkbox here to disable or enable. So once it's checked like this with a little circle, that means it's in the game. If you uncheck like that, it means it's not going to be in the game. So this is how you do it. Certain ones will have their own settings. So Asia Pack and Ultimate Cam, for example, do have their own settings. So you click that, and it gives you this subgroup. Same for Ultimate Cam. You can choose different keys to activate the cameras. You can change the heights, the gravity, field of view, jetpack mode. There's all this sort of stuff. So there's a lot more depth to these mods than just literally installing them and then away you go. But like I mentioned before, certain mods do become invalid and incompatible when new releases of the game are put out. So you just got to bear that in mind. But like I said, this is an early access game, so these kind of situations are inevitable. It's a game in development, so you've got to expect things to change and tweaks to happen. But if you want to play with mods, then that is your best way to do it. Download Parkitect, download Parkitect Nexus client, download the mods through the client, and then they install straight into the game. There's no messing around, and it's all safe. There's nothing to worry about. It's all done like nice and securely. So that is the best way to get mods in Parkitect. Now, once you have put them in, obviously the things like these building sets and stuff, it literally goes straight into the game. So you open up your scenery items and they are just there ready waiting for you. In terms of your save games and things like that, ignore that message, it always comes up. In terms of your save games, they'll be in load park or new park. and then they'll be here in your list. So you literally just select the one you want to play, and away you go. So that is a very quick look at how to use and install mods for Parkitect. This information is as of right now, Alpha 16C, as I've just noticed, is here, which means it's had another tweak since yesterday, so that'll be interesting to see what's changed, but we'll cover that in another video if possible. So for now, that is it in terms of mods. If anybody has any issues with anything, or you need an extra help, or you're struggling, whatever it is, leave me a comment down below, get in touch on Twitter, send me an email, whatever it is, and I can try and help you the best I can. Or if all else fails, get in touch with the guys. So if you've got the Parkitect Alpha and you've got problems with the game, they're your best two options. Let them know on the subreddit or get on the forums and give them your issues, and then hopefully they can sort them out for you. Right, so that's about it for me. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. There'll be more Parkitect coming very, very soon. The build series is going to continue, and every time new alphas come out, we'll keep updating with those to show you what changes have been made to the game. So for now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.